this is very useful for products. Because when you have an e-commerce, you have to, you should rank using categories more than products sometimes. Because people doesn't look for that specific product, yeah, it sometimes does, but you will rank for that specific product anyway. But for categories, okay? Something like, you know, if you are selling stuff like, okay, kitchen stuff, okay, they will look for kitchen stuff, that would be a category, or furniture for your home, or that's a category. Okay, so you should have a title, a proper title, and a proper description for one of each of your categories or product categories. Okay, if you don't fill that, and in WooCommerce you will have in WooCommerce, if you have WooCommerce or any e-commerce site, you will have also categories, product categories, and product tags. So you should fill out, you know, proper title for that category and a proper description, because otherwise you will have no description for that specific category, okay? So you should do that also. And it's the same with, you know, by the way you do it here, categories, you go to a category and Yoast is there. Here it is, Yoast, and you should fill a SEO title and a SEO description, okay? You should do this for every single category. If you are kind of lazy and you don't want to do that, the poor way to do it is here. Okay? Plugins is that fallback option that we were talking. Taxonomies, you should just fill that out, okay, using those variables, and every single category will have that fallback. But the proper way, again, is to have a different and genuine and unique description for every single category. About tags, I don't recommend unless because of your structure or your kind of business or whatever to index those, because usually you have plenty of tags and well, it's not, you should only work with categories, okay? Because well, tags are not so easy to use. Well, some people even just get rid of tags and it doesn't appear here. And format, it's the same thing. Format is a thing that the Wordpress has that nobody's using. It's very, people doesn't use it. And it's the same thing. You could do the same thing because there is a page for formats. And other is just author archives, okay? If it's just one guy website, it has no sense to have archives for each author because you are the only one. So you could disable the author archives, okay? And if you do that, that page, that is the author page, if I go to Tail Gallery, this is the author, his entry was posted by Jared Erickson, and of course if you click on that name, you will have another page with his own URL, own title and a description, okay? You should fill that out, okay? And if you don't, well, you will not rank, but sometimes the author, you don't want to rank authors, so that's fine. If you deactivate that, and you say, no, I want to disable this, and save changes, you will not be able to access here, okay? It will just redirect to the home page. Well, if it's your personal blog, it makes sense. And finally you have there data archives, okay? If you don't want, again, data archives have their own page, okay? If we go to, here it is, March, again, its own URL, its own title, and its own description under the hood, okay? Maybe you want to deactivate that because you don't want Google to index that, and you could just say, okay, I'm gonna disable the database archives and some special pages also. If you want a title for your search pages or a specific title for your 404 error, well, you can do that. Okay, and now if we are trying to get here, it will just redirect to the home page again. Okay, nice. The social stuff, it's very, very important, and you should fill that out. Okay, The first one is the Facebook, and it adds by default, it's active by default, it's checked by default, the Open Graph metadata. What the hell is that? Well, the Open Graph metadata is just when you share something on Facebook, sometimes, okay, like if I go to Facebook and I share a link, like, okay, let's see, it will just fill all my link with all this information. Well, an image, a title, and a description. Okay, where this everything this comes from? It comes from the social meta tags, the Open Graph meta tags. If I go to the site and I look under the hood, I will find this OG. Oops, OG. Okay, those are the meta tags, local, type, title, description, and even site image. Just image. It's the image, okay? Well, just add everything. Well, as you can see, from here to, let's see, to here, all these meta tags, all those meta tags are just meta tags, okay? And well, of course, it's very interesting to have that enabled, because when somebody shares any link of your website on Facebook, Facebook automatically will fill everything with that information. Okay, so it's very cool. It's not just a link; it's a link with an image and everything, and your description, the description that you brought. Okay, it's not just one random description. Okay. Okay. Well, you can choose if you have a web fan page on Facebook, you can write that page, copy paste your URL here, so it will link it to your website, to your fan page, and you can have a fallback, image. So if that post that somebody's sharing of your website has no feature image, of course, if there is no image, Facebook will not be able to show anything. But you can copy paste here a URL of a default image. So Facebook will say, okay, there is no image, but there is a fallback image that I can use. Usually, people, well, here they put their logo. Okay, it's just a generic logo URL. Okay. And the Twitter one, it's very interesting because the other day in a podcast they were interviewing Jost, and he says it's interesting because Facebook is enabled by default, but Twitter, it's exactly the same thing with Twitter. Twitter cards, they call it Twitter cards, but it's the same thing. It's not enabled by default, and 90% of people doesn't use it. So plenty of people just install WordPress SEO, this plugin, and they don't touch anything. It's crazy because they are losing plenty of nice stuff, okay? But some people just think that, okay, I will just install it and activate it and that's it. No, you have to go through the menus and fill everything, and configure everything. And because of that tracking that you send, he knows that information. He knows that because this is not enabled by default, 90% of people that install that plugin doesn't use it. Yeah, people do crazy stuff. Some of them, they even have two SEO plugins, because they think that, well, it's better because two is better than one. Crazy. Well, if you activate that, it adds, for instance, summary or summary with large image. I will choose that one. And now, when I look here, if I reload, you will see that there are some new stuff. There is some new stuff. The Twitter, here they are. The Twitter meta tags, okay? With the image and all the stuff. So please check that box. And Google Plus, okay, it's the same thing. Add Google Plus specific post metadata. And if you have a website, Google Plus account, then of course, please fill it out, copy paste your URL. Okay, my one. Here it is. Well, let's see, profile. Okay. Just add, copy paste that here, have that vanity URL. Okay. And now if you reload the code, you will see more stuff. Okay. Where is it? Well, I don't know where is it but it's there. Okay. So please activate all those three meta tags. Okay. Social meta tags. XML sitemaps. Plenty of people. Some of my clients, they see, can you check my website? And they have the WordPress SEO plugin and the XML sitemaps plugin. And it has no sense. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. Okay, because WordPress SEO plugin has its own XML sitemap, generator. So you don't need to use the XML Google Sitemaps plugin, okay? Because this plugin takes care of that. That sitemap, it's just a list. Sorry, an XML sitemap is just a list of all the pages that you want to index on Google, okay? But you put it in a nice list because then Google can know where to index and where not to index. And if you go there, you will see it, okay? This is an indexed XML sitemap, and as you can see, it's composed by 4 sitemaps. The post sitemaps, where we can find all our posts, okay? Here they are. The page sitemap, where you can find all the pages. The category, this one. Our categories, okay? Well, it's very important because sometimes we have to rank using categories. And tags. In this case, I don't want that. I don't want tags, on my XML sitemap, so we are gonna disable those. As you can see, you can disable or enable user sitemap. We are not gonna use it because we deactivated it. Oh, thanks. General settings, we can ping Yahoo and ping Ask. This is just sends a ping to Yahoo and Ask and says, hey, I wrote some new stuff, check it out, okay? Well, nobody uses Yahoo and Ask, but it's okay, just in case, Some weird people use it. And exclude post types. I don't, I want my posts on the sitemap, pages of course, but I don't want media. Again, why why do I want to send people to just a page with an image with no content? It makes no sense. And taxonomies. I could exclude categories, tags, I'm going to do it right now, and formats. I don't want formats on my... Okay, now if I go to the index and I reload, I will see that that post tag category will disappear, okay? It's not there anymore. You should, choose what you want in Google to see and what you don't want Google to see and index, okay? Because if you have everything enabled by default, your Google choose, the power of your website will just spread out through all the content. So if you want, you should say, Google, don't look at those tags, because those tags are useful only for my visits, for my users. If they want to, check all the posts about a specific tag, okay? But it's not useful for you. So don't waste time indexing that, okay? So we will get rid of that. If you are not using categories, because you don't, well, you should disable that also, okay? Nice. And entries per page, okay. This is just the maximum number of entries. Of course, if we go to post, we see that we have 34 posts, but maybe if we, have been, running our site for 5 years, we will have thousands of them. So we could break that out, in several pages, and Google, Yoast recommends to do a sitemap for each 1,000 posts, okay. This is not the case, of course, but, it's nice to know that. Permalinks, this is very important. We could, but it's not recommended, to strip the category base. What's this category base? The category base? Well, that category base is, if we go to a category, whatever, let's see, if we go to a post and then we go to a category, whoops, this is a website, okay, page comments. If we go, for instance, there, let's go to the block. If we go to a category, like this one, okay. As you can see, the Slack of the URL has that category base, category, post format gallery, okay? The category that we are now watching, these category archives, are the gallery category. And you can have that there, category, and then the name of the category. Of course, you can change that on permalinks, and instead of category, you could say, I don't know, topic or something, whatever you choose. But this plugin gives us this possibility to strip that category base. If you do that, well, it looks fine. It looks pretty neat. Well, now it's gonna do, it's gonna trigger, it's redirected, okay. But now, as you can see, there is no category base on the URL, okay? Well, that's nice because it's cleaner, but sometimes it doesn't work with some themes and some plugins. It's very likely that you will have problems in the long run with some plugins. But because they think or they count with that, URL. And if you are just stripping that out, they will not know that and you will have some problems, okay? So it's not recommended. Yeah, well, Joost says that here. We suggest to use it, but this feature is very error prone, okay? So, and it's not so important to get rid of that category base. So we are gonna leave it with that. This just enforces trailing a slash, at the end. If we choose that, and now we go, let's see, we go here, like that. Okay, as you can see, if we delete that last, slash, and we hit enter, it will just redirect to the correct version with a slash, okay? That's to prevent possible issues with duplicate content, okay? Because for Google, every single URL should be different, should have different content, from another URL. So, if you have this, and if you have this other one without a slash, and it doesn't redirect to the other one, Google will think that you have two identical pages with no difference, and that's duplicate content, okay? So you should force that last slash. Oh yeah, that's one interesting one. Remove stop words, that's automatically, if you write a post like how to rank in Google, okay? That will remove the prepositions and some stop words like prepositions, some articles and stuff. And you will reduce the slack of your post and it will be nicer. Let's try it. You write kind of slow, it's a local one, right? Oh, plugins, yeah, of course. Add new. Okay, let's see, let's publish that. Let's see, publish. Okay, as you can see, the Slack now is one, another, something else. There is no or, and there is no and. Those stop words, are gone. Nice. Redirect, that one. I told you about that one. Redirect attachment URLs to parent post URL. That's what you want to click, okay? That's what you want to check. Because now, if we go to, I don't know, that, let's see. You remember that example where we could go there? Okay, this is the name of the post, title gallery, and Fight Club, okay, is the name of that attachment. We don't want that, so we are gonna save changes, and now it's gone, okay? If somebody goes there, he or she will be redirected to the post. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Remove the reply to com variables, because sometimes that's a string or how can I say it? This is what it's a variable that appears on the URL for some comments. Okay, when somebody comments and they reply to a comment, it has a direct URL. Okay, where you can you can use that URL if somebody comments to your website like that. Okay, let's see if we can choose one log. Let's see, replies, leave a reply. There are no replies at all. Latest comments. Okay, homepage comments. As you can see, we are going direct to the comment, okay? And you could reply that and say something. Okay, let's publish that. And it has, this answer has this its own, permalink, as you can see there, okay? So sometimes, because of some users have no JavaScript, WordPress adds that parameter to the URL, okay? We should remove that because sometimes Google will think that it's another, because there is a parameter there, so the URL is different, so it's another piece of content. But then Google will say, oh, it's another URL, but it's the same content. I don't like that. So just remove it. If they don't have, if that user has, JavaScript disabled, too bad. But it's not your problem, okay? Yeah, because you cannot just think, okay, well, enable JavaScript. What's wrong with you? Okay, and redirect, not recommended. This is not recommended. Redirect ugly URLs to clean permalinks. Sometimes you have plenty of parameters, like this, question mark with replicon. Well, sometimes you have more than that. That's not very recommended. If you have more parameters, you should go to Webmaster Tools, and there is there in the menu you can watch parameters. Yeah, there is in crawl settings. There is one section where you can say to Google how many parameters do you have. It's like searching. Okay, if you go like that, if you go S is search, okay? It stands for search, something. It triggers a search, okay? In Webmaster Tools, you should say, okay, Google, if you find that S as a parameter, that's just a search. Don't index that, okay? Because probably there will be some duplicate content. Because if I look for something, I watch this post, and if I go to this post, it's exactly the same content. So in Webmaster Tools you can say, okay, just ignore it, the URL, if you can see an S. Okay, that's a much better way to do it instead of playing with this. And the canonical settings is just leave it default. Okay, you could force HTTP or HTTPS, but just in case, unless your website is, the whole website is on HTTPS, that the way it's recommendable, because it helps to rank in Google, or your website is only HTTP, you could use both. But if maybe you are selling and your website is on HTTP, only HTTP, but the checkout or the form, any form that you have, it's HTTPS. So it will keep changing. Okay, so just leave it as a default. The HTTPS, just for your information, is that means that everything that the user sends using a form, okay, maybe that form is a contact form, but maybe is is the credit card information if you are using Stripe, for instance, okay, is encrypted before being sent, okay, and then when the server receives the information, decrypted, okay, so you are not sending your passwords in plain text, they are always, or your credit card numbers in plain text, but you are sending those encrypted. This is hot news. Maybe last month, Google said that they are going to rank better than websites where the whole website is on HTTPS and SSL are gonna rank better than those that has only HTTP. Okay. Nice. we're finishing. We'll just, because it's almost time. Okay, breadcrumbs. Well, as you know, breadcrumbs is just that thing that you can, if we enable breadcrumbs, is just this. Now, if we go to a page, oh well, I have to say where. Remove block, page. If your theme is not prepared, you will not be able to watch breadcrumbs. But it's just this line. Let's see. No, this one doesn't accept, breadcrumbs. You should add them to your page using this snippet code, okay? And you should copy paste that or wherever you want. Usually it's on the head of your single.php and page.php. And it will just show where you are on your website. It's like, okay, you are in home, category whatever, and this is the page that you are, or the post that you are, okay? This is cool because then Google will show that breadcrumb on the page results. And the more links you have, the more space you take on that results page, it's better, okay? So you can choose the separator of those breadcrumbs, like a slash or a hyphen or whatever. Of course, the home, the text that you want for your homepage, home or homepage, or maybe the name of your business. The prefix, if you want a prefix for the breadcrumb path, and whatever you want for the archives page and the search page, okay? Most of themes, have their own breadcrumbs functionality, okay? So you don't want 2 lines of breadcrumbs, so it just depends on your theme. Themes, that belongs into plugin. That's plugin territory, okay? Because you are adding content. It's not style. Themes should be all about styling, nothing about custom post types or adding stuff, okay? But well, if you are buying something on ThemeForest, you are doomed. Okay, and finally, RSS feed. Well, this is an easy one. To avoid, those scrappers that are stealing your content, because there are some tools up there that you can just thief and copy paste information of other podcasts, of other posts and blogs, and automatically put them on your website and copy information about different sources, from different sources. At least, you are not going to avoid that, because that information is in your RSS, okay? But at least you can write something like that. The post, this is a variable that will change for post link, the name of that post, with a link to your page, okay? Appeared first on blog link, and this will be the name of your podcast, of your blog, okay? That what happens then? That if somebody steals your content, it will steal also the source and the link to the original one. So you will get a link, and that's good for SEO. You can use author link. It will go to your page of posts, post link, of course, blog link, and blog description link. Okay. So well, it's a way, and that's pretty much it. Only the import and export stuff. If you are using one of those crappy WordPress SEO plugins that are not this one, you can import the information from them. Headspace 2, all-in-one SEO, all-in-one SEO, and Voodim's SEO framework. You can import all the stuff. What means the stuff? I mean the titles and the descriptions for every single post that you have on those meta boxes. And this tool will import everything from there and will copy paste you, or will migrate it to the WordPress SEO plugin. That's a great thing. And finally, you could export everything also, because maybe you have like a set way to a specific way. That's basically if you are running plenty of websites or developing plenty of websites, and you always check the same checkboxes and always do the same with this plugin. You just can export the SEO settings and then import it to the other website, so you don't have to fill everything again, okay? And that's it. The bulk editor is just to do the same thing we have been watching. Well, the same thing I have been telling, but of course, in a bulk way. You can change the titles you have. This is the title tab, and you can here you can see all posts, pages, products, whatever, all post types. Or you could say, no, I only want to watch, I don't know, posts. And then here you have the post, and you can change the title of every single post in a very easy way. And the description, it's the same thing. You can go through all your posts or pages, or maybe products if you have an e-commerce, and change the description here, and you don't have to go one by one and saving another post. Okay, this is cool stuff. And finally, I don't recommend this. In fact, I recommend to deactivate this. You can play with your robots.txt file and with your htaccess file here. What's the problem if you mess with something here? Okay, if you mess with the htaccess file and you hit save changes and you have done something wrong, well, you will lose the access to the dashboard. So you will not be able to get inside to fix it, and you will need an FTP. And an FTP is the proper way to do it, so use the FTP. And for security reasons, also, it's not a good thing to have that here, because if somebody can enter to your access to get to your dashboard, he will be able to change this, and you don't want you don't want that, okay? It's the same with this editor, plugins editor, and themes editor. You should disable that, okay? I will send you when this presentation is on our website. I will put there the links to the snippets on how to deactivate this. Okay, it's just a security thing. Of course, paid extensions. You have plenty of paid extensions like WordPress SEO Premium, where you can it links your Webmaster Tools with your dashboard, WordPress dashboard, and you can see the information of Webmaster Tools right into your dashboard. And it's pretty cool. Video SEO, if you have plenty of videos, if you have just a couple of videos or something, it's okay, you don't need that. But if your business is all about videos, you should use that one, okay? News, if you want to rank on Google News. Local SEO, if you have, this is only if you have plenty of locals, if you have, I don't know, a franchise business or something and you have plenty of distributors or something. But if it's just one, you don't need, okay, that one. Well, I think that's pretty, well, yeah, and licenses, if you had one of those, you need that license because this is a yearly thing that you have to pay, then they would appear here, okay? And this is pretty much it, so any questions? Yeah, sure.
If I want to, let's say I want to have my WordPress page in 2 languages.
Sure.
How can I change the SEO settings in both languages?
Yeah, okay, then luckily the WPML, that is kind of bloated plugin, but it's the only one, you know, that I recommend, because the Q translate and other stuff, I don't recommend it, really. They are compatible with WordPress SEO. WPML. So WPML. WPML, when you are using that plugin, every single piece of content, every single post, every single page, every single product will have their own meta box. So you will be able to change the title and description of every single piece of content depending on the language. And yours even have that in categories and in the homepage and everywhere. Okay? So I recommend to use that one.
Do you think it would be okay and compatible with WooCommerce?
Yeah, sure, it is.
Car?
Yeah. Well, 3 months ago, when 4.9, when WordPress 4 was released, they had the WPML and WooCommerce had some problems if you were using both together, but now everything is fixed. So yeah. By the way, about WPML, well, this is a whole new subject, but if you're gonna really, if you need something really big, I mean, you are going to sell internationally, and you are going to need a real reliable website, I wouldn't recommend WPML if it's a big project. I would recommend to just a multi-site installation. And each site a different with multi-site is one installation of WordPress with several sites with just one installation, and use one site for each language.
The other thing is how you can share, for example, the stock of WooCommerce and products you have on this site.
You cannot. You cannot. It's the WooCommerce stocks is the only thing that you can share. But if there are some plugins, I will leave you the link up there, that links the posts, and so you don't have to keep changing the website that you are using. From the same installation, from the same dashboard, you can write the post in English then, or the product in English, and then change and use another one, do it in Spanish or in Catalan or whatever. But the only problem is that since it's different websites, they are different websites, every website has its own stocks. That's the only problem. There is one solution though, that is having your stocks out of WooCommerce, and you can do that with some third website services. So there are some software SaaS, software as a service tools up there, where instead of having that stock on your website, on your database, you have it on another database. And then the thing is that you can have multiple stores, and they can share the same one. Maybe you have 3 or 4 shops, and then you have a store in I don't know, or whatever, and you can share all those stocks and put them together, and in just one place. So you know how many of each product you have in each store and in the central store or whatever. So that's very convenient. Okay. The WPML, it's just if it's for something like a little business, a small business, maybe some shop that you are selling stuff, but usually if it's just the central hub, I mean, you have everything under WooCommerce. If it's a big project, I wouldn't recommend that, because it kind of it slows the web, okay, the website. And if you are using, and one thing, very interesting thing is you are doing multi-site, is that it's there is no plugin lock-in. So you could deactivate it, and you could deactivate that plugin that links every single site, and you will have just a bunch of websites, but there you will not be losing any kind of content. So, but if you are doing it with WPML, as soon as you deactivate it, well, it's a mess. Okay. So that's it.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you for the presentation.
Oh,
I learned a lot today.
Oh, right.
Yoast also have an analytics.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
a new one, right?
It's quite great.
Is it good?
Yeah, sure. It's the only one that I recommend. You can track plenty of stuff. Well, you could do that if you know how to code and you know how to do the snippet that Google Analytics give you, and you can do that without that plugin. But it's so cool because it's just an interface, and you can say, okay, the outbound links, I want to track the outbound links, I want to track the downloads, the files downloads, I want to track everything, and even I want some statistics, because now there will be a premium analytics WordPress premium analytics Yoast, and you will be able to see some data or some information on your dashboard. So yeah, and again, well, it's pretty convenient, because if you change your theme, you don't lose that, because if you are using that snippet, that code that Google Analytics is giving you, you have to copy paste it on your theme, on your functions, on your head.php header.php in the head. And then if you change your theme, maybe you didn't know that you will lose that snippet. So you will stop tracking your visits without wanting. So, but if it's on a plugin, Yoast or another one, even if you change your theme, you will have your analytics snippet or your analytics tracking code on the head. So it's pretty convenient. Yeah, sure. Some themes has their own place where to put, on theme options, on the theme options page. But again, if you change your theme, you're going to lose that. So it belongs into a plugin, Everything that is about functionality belongs into a plugin. Theme should be only about styling, okay? Because if this is a great theme forest theme, and it has, 700 sliders and custom post types and testimonials and portfolio. And you fill everything, all your information, all your clients and everything, and maybe a couple of years later you say, I'm going to change the theme and I'm going to use that one. You will lose, you're not going to lose it because it's in the database, but everything is going to disappear. All those testimonials, custom post types, sliders, everything is going to disappear, okay? So it's called theme locking because you are locked to that theme, okay? So every single thing that is related to, I am on the theme review team on WordPress.org, and we every single day receive themes that they have functionality. And we always say, this is plugin territory. You shouldn't add that. And the analytics thing is one. You cannot, on your theme options page, you cannot have an analytic meta box to copy-paste that there. Because if the user, usually the user doesn't know that stuff. The user only, I will copy it here. That's fine, because it's easier. But then they change the theme, and he or she doesn't think, I'm going to lose that information now. He realizes that when a week later he goes to the analytics and says, I have no visits, it's like, what happened? And then he discovers that. So every single theme that has some functionality in it, it's just crap, avoid it, okay? I always recommend StudioPress themes, okay? They work with with Genesis framework, and they are just great. They are fast, and they are very, very recommendable, okay? StudioPress, okay? And that's it. Anything else?
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.